Hi guys, Alec Peirce, Season 10 Tech Tips coming to you from Simcoe Diving in the village of Barrie up by Lake Simcoe, Central Ontario. Make sure you drop in. Great little dive store. Full service hydro test station. Very unusual in a dive store. So a nice bunch of people. So if you get a chance, pop into Simcoe Diving. Now listen, this is kind of funny. I got a brand new computer. Yep, I was talking to Chris, the owner here of Simcoe Diving, and he said, Alec, you need a new computer. What do you think? I got to get a bigger wrist. I know, this is a beautiful one. This is one of those LCD or LED or LEM. No, that's lunar module, isn't it? Whatever. And it comes in colors and it's just neat. It does everything. It's got everything in there. All my phone contacts. I can send text messages. No, I'm kidding. But it does all what most computers do today. Basically, allows you to dive safely. It does everything for you. You don't have to have a watch. You don't have to have a depth gauge anymore. You don't have to have some of them. You don't have to have a pressure gauge for your tank. It says, you got to be out of the water in 5 minutes. Be at the surface in 5 minutes and you're safe. Ignore the computer at your own risk. And those few of you out there who are still saying, I want to have my old SPG. I don't want to give up my capillary depth gauge. That's a bit of a joke. But I bet you there are guys out there still using capillaries. I know we use them when we do our vintage diving. But anyway, I don't want to give up my own depth gauge. I don't trust those computers. Listen, this is not made by Hewlett-Packard or IBM. No. Anyway, just a matter of time, guys. Because SPGs and analog gauges and depth gauges are a piece of scuba diving history. In 5 years, if not less, you won't even be able to buy them. Computers are where it's at. 99.9% reliable, and that 0.1%, something goes wrong, go to the surface. Standard scuba procedure. Something breaks, something goes wrong, go to the surface. But anyway, that's another story. That's not my topic here. The topic here is from one of you readers out there, one of you viewers. I love it. And the fellow said, listen, we got new computers. And I've spent a week and a half, I don't know how long he said, reading the manual, and I am more confused. I'm so confused, I'm thinking I'm not using the darn thing. This goes on, I can't figure it out. My advice to him is this, throw the manual away. Yeah, the manual that comes with it. Actually, most computers, let me interject right here, most computers now, if you buy a computer today, you won't even get a manual. Which I think is terrible, because the manual is handy. You can stick it in your pocket, take it on a dive boat, put it on the carry-on, take it on the plane. The manual is really handy. And when manuals first started to disappear 4, 5, 6 years ago, they replaced them with a CD. Okay, that's good. CDs are good. You pop them into a computer and blah, blah, blah. Oh, there's the manual on the CD. And you go to the top, you go on there and all this. But even they're gone now. So what do? Well, they have a website. Yeah, you go to the website and you punch in Mare's Ciao, whatever it is, I can't even read that. You punch in the model of your computer and pop, there it is. There's the manual online. It's really good, yeah. It's really good when you're 40 feet down, right? Yeah, or even on the dive boat. How many of you take your laptop onto the dive boats? No, you don't. Or on the airplane? Maybe not. So I like a manual, but I'm old. I'm in my 70s, for gosh sakes. I like them. But anyway, there you go. Just so you know, manuals are actually disappearing. CDs have already gone the way of the 8-track. You do know what an 8-track is, don't you? Anyway, and so now you go online. But anyway, so this chap, what I said was, throw the manual away. No, I didn't actually say that. Here's what I said to do. And I think this is decent advice. You let me know what you think. Most computers today are virtually automatic. You don't need to do anything. Because almost all computers today, when you jump in the water and go down 2 feet, maybe 3, it turns on automatically. You don't even have to turn on anymore. Yeah. So that whole section in the manual, how to turn on your computer, is a waste of time. When you need it, it's on. Okay. And then it goes down. And as you go down, it shows you the depth. Big letters, depth. You can skip that chapter. Okay. And then over here it shows you bottom time. All right, from when you jumped in, all the time that you're underwater, bottom time, right? And then if you decide to go to the surface, it shows you your ascent rate. And it says if you're going too fast or too slow, slow down, slow up. There's different ways. Some have arrows, some have words, and so on. And then when you get those 15 feet, it says stop for safety. Safety stop. So, and it counts down. 2 minutes and 59 seconds, 2 minutes and 58. It counts down 3 minutes. And then it says go to surface. What do you need the manual for? Exactly. You don't need it. 90% of diving, that's what you do. You jump in the water, you go down, you check out the reef, take some pictures, look for some treasure. And then when you get low on air, and the computer tells you, it goes, the very nicest computers are the ones that are air integrated, AI, air, that's what I call it, AI, air integrated. And this is actually measuring the air pressure in your tank. Now they're particularly nice for a simple reason. When you're diving, you need to know the depth and the time. So you can calculate whether or not you're within no decompression limits. You can make your safety stop, come up and fit, and all that. That's a standard computer. It does all of that, as I just described. The other consideration is how much air do I have left? So if you look at your computer or your depth gauge and watch and say, okay, I've got 15 minutes left, great. Then you look at your SPG and it says you got 5 minutes left because you're at 400 PSI or something, 2 minutes left. Your computer just lied to you, didn't it? Because the computer said you were okay. Your pressure, I'm almost out of air. Your computer just lied to you. But if you have an AI, air integrated computer, it gets really simple, really simple. Right on the screen, it will say DTR, dive time remaining. And it'd be a big number, 20. That means you have 20 minutes remaining. It has calculated your depth, your time, any ascents that you've made, all your body is calculated all of that and decided that you have 20 minutes remaining. And it has also calculated how much air is remaining in your tank and what your consumption rate is, because it can measure the tank pressure as you're breathing. So it knows your consumption rate. So at that particular moment, when you look at the computer, it says 20 minutes. That means that within 20 minutes, you're going to be out of time based on your no decompression limits or out of air. Now it doesn't really matter which, right? If you want to know, sometimes it says a little air or sometimes a little DT, so you'll know which it is. Who cares? Who cares? At 20 minutes, be at the surface, you're safe. That's the ultimate computer. All you really need is a big screen that says 20, dive time remaining. Be at the surface in 20 minutes. Really, that's all you need. There is more information on there. Now, if you're really, really technical, and I'm a little bit that way, and you want to know everything, you want to know the water temperature and how many fish you saw, that stuff is all in there. It's all in the, maybe not how many fish you saw, but it's all in there. You press the right buttons, then you'll get all that information if you're really into that stuff. But quite frankly, in terms of making a safe dive, modern computers are perfect. They take you down, they bring you up safely every time. You don't need this. So I told the young man, I said, here's what to do. He and his wife had them. I said, put the computers on your wrist. Take along your other gauges if you want to. And then go for a dive. Now make sure it is a completely basic dive, a safe, simple dive. 20 feet, warm water, close to shore and all that kind of stuff. But now if you go and have a nice dive. And then throughout the dive, watch your computer, which by the way is what you have to do. Best computer in the world is no good if you don't look at it. But anyway, look at your computer, watch. Now if you see something on the computer screen and you're saying, what is that? Look in the book. Chances are you don't need it, so ignore it. But if you, what is that? Look in the book. And over a period of time, as you do that, there may be 2 or 3 or 4 things that show up and you don't know what it is. You look in the book, there's the explanation. Okay? Over a period of time, you will learn how to use that computer to suit your diving. If you're not diving with enriched air, you don't need all that junk, which is half the book. If you're not diving super deep dives, which might involve more safety stops or even decompression. If you don't do any of that stuff, you don't need to read the manual for that kind of stuff. So that's what I have suggested this fellow. Manual, garbage. Not really, keep it handy. Go diving with a modern computer, it will take care of you. If you see something you don't understand, then look in the book. Pretty soon you'll know exactly what you need to know about your computer, and you will thoroughly enjoy it. Trust me. Okay, there's a short topic for you guys. Hope you enjoyed that. Alec Peirce, Scuba Tech Tips, coming to you from Simcoe Diving on Lake Simcoe. That's pretty appropriate, huh? Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.